Hey YouTube, what's up? It's me, Pop Culture Junkie here. Today is Thursday, July 19th, 2018, and that is a very special day for individuals like myself who collect Funko vinyl figures and other types of vinyl figures, because today kicks off the initial day for the San Diego Comic-Con, and that means that for the most of us that can't afford to make the trip out to San Diego and enjoy all the festivities out there at the actual convention, where they have all kinds of exclusive items and new surprises and releases and teasers on new figures and toys coming out. But what it also means for individuals like myself is this is the day when stores in our areas get exclusive vinyl pop figures that you can only get basically today, because most of them are going to sell out today, if not throughout the weekend. They're going to be gone by this weekend probably. But today is the day they release the San Diego Comic-Con Limited Edition 2018 Summer Convention pop figures. That's right. So, and they had some other ones. They had like Dorbs, and they had rock candies and other vinyls and such. But yeah, there is a annual event, of course, if you're not familiar with it. San Diego Comic-Con every year. It is a massive convention. I mean, huge. It's become almost insane how crowded and busy, and there's just so much to do there. I don't know how some people that go to these things are able to enjoy themselves sometimes, because it just seems like too much to do and too little time. But hey, you got like 4 days, 5 days of a convention. Crazy, right? Unfortunately, I have never been able to make it to San Diego yet. I'm not sure if I ever will. I hope to one day. I just don't know if I'd be able to stomach all the excitement and also afford the bills that it would cost to go to this. Anyways, though, I went pop hunting this morning like a lot of people out there, and like some of you probably did as well. And originally I was like, you know what, I'm gonna hopefully get 1 to 4 items, maybe, you know, in that area there, because at first there was a few I really wanted, and I was like, there's no chance I'm ever going to get these. If you watched my video last year, I did a full review where I went to a few stores in a row. I went to ThinkGeek, Hot Topic, and Barnes & Noble, and they had exclusive pop figures at each one of those stores. And I was able to find a few at a few of the stores, and had a really bad experience at Barnes & Noble. So this year I decided, okay, the one I had the rough time at was Barnes & Noble. I'm going to go to Barnes & Noble first, because actually Barnes & Noble had the 2 main pops that I wanted to get. And I figured, okay, if anything, I'll just go real super early and get in line, and hopefully I'll get lucky and at least get one of the pops I want. The problem I had last year is with Barnes & Noble, whenever they had us in line, there was no tinsel barriers, no signage, nothing. It was just the employees came to the front going like, hey, what are y'all doing here? It was like they had no clue that they had San Diego Comic-Con exclusive pops available that morning. And they opened the doors at 10 o'clock, and as soon as the doors opened, everyone just ran into the store, okay? The line meant nothing as soon as they went through the doorway. Everyone just ran into the store. People were pushing and shoving people. I mean, kids were getting pushed over. And then you had all the flippers that were there snagging up every single pop they could get their hands on. They didn't even care. They weren't grabbing like, oh, I want that one. No, they were just grabbing 5 or 6 of each one in stacks and grabbing them and running away from the table. On top of that, Barnes & Noble had a very limited amount, okay? You go to, like, Hot Topic, and that last year, they had a bunch of pops left over into the evening, as well as the next couple of days. I was able to go back there a couple of days later and buy another pop that I wanted to get on the first day to give to a friend. So, yeah, Hot Topic had a good amount in their inventory. Barnes & Noble, they had, like, what, 10 each, and then the flippers got them all. And yeah, so you can watch my video from last year and you can hear all the craziness that happened. I mean, there was cursing, screaming, damn near had a fight there. It was crazy. Not me, but other people did. Anyway, so I decided this time around I'm going to go to Barnes & Noble first. And as you can see here, I have 3 bags because I managed to go to Barnes & Noble first. Then I went over to Hot Topic, and then I headed over to ThinkGeek. And amazingly enough, even though I went to Barnes & Noble first, sadly, they didn't open early. These 2 stores open at 8 o'clock. They're usually open at 10. They opened at 8 o'clock to give everyone an early start. Barnes didn't open until 10. So technically, I could have gone to these first and then headed over to Barnes, but that would have been a big mistake, because I went ahead and stood in line at Barnes & Noble at like 7:30, 8 o'clock this morning, and then went over to these stores after I got the items I wanted at Barnes. And it's a good thing I did, because they were very limited on their quantity again. So I'm going to share with you what I got in the bags here, and hopefully you yourself, if you were out hunting this morning, you were able to find some of the pops you were hoping to get for the exclusive ones. So let me share with you here. First of all, if you're not familiar with the whole summer convention exclusive pops, let me show you a picture real quick. This is the breakdown of all the pops and vinyl figures available this morning. They're still available today. It's a matter of if they're sold out or not. That's a different question. But you can see here, there's exclusives that were from GameStop, Hot Topic, Box Lunch, Barnes & Nobles, Amazon, ToyTokyo.com. There's Fugitive Toys, Entertainment Earth. There's FYE, Funko, BBC Shop, Funimation, Bait, Blizzard. Okay, there's all the different ones that had exclusive vinyl figures. And of course, some of that's online, some of these were stores. So I went to the stores and these are what I got. So let me share with you first in order of how I spent my morning. I headed over to Barnes & Noble first. And first one, this is the number one pop I was hoping to get this morning, and I'm very happy to have it. It is the Stranger Things 2-pack of Billy and Karen. I love Stranger Things. My wife and I love the show. We binged watched both seasons like you wouldn't believe. And this is like a very small minor scene that happens in the last episode of the second season, where Billy, is basically the bully, is trying to find his sister, and he goes over to the Wheeler's house, and Karen, the mother, is kind of just answering the door in her robe, and he's basically flirting with her, and it's almost like, is he going to try to bang Mike's mom? And it kind of seemed like it, right? But yeah, so you have Karen and Billy together there, and then he's got a cookie, because that's what she offers him, is a cookie. But you see there, yeah. And then, I'm not sure if it has anything on the back. Okay, you can see a little better detail there. I don't want to take these out. I'm not going to take these out of the box. I noticed that this is actually taped shut, so I really am not going to open this. I'm more of a, everyone knows I keep my pops in box, so I'm not going to open this one up. So we got Billy and Karen there, and that was one I was like, I have to have this one. I want this one so bad. I missed out on the other Stranger Things 2-pack with Barb and I think Nancy, right? Something like that. I can't remember the other, if it was Nancy and Barb, but I missed out on that one the previous year. And I wanted to get originally also the Rick and Morty 2-pack with Summer and Rick, and I missed out on that one, but happy to get this 2-pack. So that was the first one. That was the main one I wanted to get from this morning. Next, I picked up the original Ant-Man. Okay, you can see there again, by the way, didn't point it out already. That's the sticker you're looking for if you're looking for which ones were the exclusive ones. 2018 Summer Convention Limited Edition, okay? So we have Ant-Man. Show you the back there, other characters, but this was the Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con exclusive one, all right? And then this one right here, this one actually was a very, very popular one because it sold out before any of the other pops did. And it's the Looney Tunes Pepe Le Pew. Yeah, this one sold out before any other pops did at Barnes. This was the first one everyone was going after. So very happy to have that one. And there's other characters from the series, but yeah, very, very happy to get that one there. All right, so that was Barnes & Noble. All right, so from there, I headed over to Hot Topic, and there was only one that I was like, I have to have this one. I really want to get this one. And thankfully, they still had a few left. I was in line now at Barnes & Noble, and I'm standing, I kid you not, I had flippers in front of me in line and behind me in line. And the reason I know this for sure is because the person standing behind me in line had a couple of family members, and the entire time they're standing behind me, the older person of the group, I'm not going to single them out, but the older person of the group left the younger ones there, went off to the other stores to buy pops. Okay, Hot Topic did have a limit of 5 per person of per figure. That's still pretty high, actually. So you could buy 30-something pops if you wanted to, because I think they had 5 or 6 exclusives. Barnes & Noble, give them props. Last year, you could buy all the pops you wanted. They didn't even try to stop you. This year, it was a maximum of 2, and surprisingly, it was 2 items, period. So you could only buy 2 pops, and then you would have to go back in later to get, another pop or 2, whatever. And so what I did is, when I first went through, I got the Pepe Le Pew and the Billy and Karen, and then I went to the other stores. And then when I turned back and was on my way out of the mall, I walk by and there's no one in line. There's no one else in the store anymore. And I walk over and I'm like, hey, y'all still have any of those convention pops? They're like, oh yeah, we still have some. I said, okay, well I just want to buy the Ant-Man one if I can get one. And they're like, yeah, sure. So I wasn't like breaking the rules saying like, hey, I want 3 pops instead of 2. I went by again and they didn't have anybody in there. But the person behind me in line went over to the Hot Topic store and said, oh, they would only let me buy 5 of the of the convention pops. So I left the store, came back, left the store, came back. She ended up buying like 15. But she just bought doubles of each one of them, and then the entire time they're standing in line behind me with their bags full of pops, they're looking up on their phones going, well, we can list this one for this much, this one for this much. I'm like, oh my gosh. And I'm looking at they're holding the pops out of the bags, and I see the ones they have, and I'm like, wow, that's like one of the ones I wanted, and you guys probably bought, you guys buying like 5 of them each every time. You bought like 15 of them, like, oh my gosh, there's like none of them left now, right? And thankfully, whenever I went over to Hot Topic, they still had a couple, and I do mean a couple. They only had about 4 of these on the shelf. And I got the glow-in-the-dark Harry Potter Moaning Myrtle, which goes perfectly with the recent nearly headless Nick that I picked up not too long ago. And yeah, this is a great pop here. I'm a big fan of Harry Potter. I'm not the biggest fan, and I enjoy the movies, but Moaning Myrtle was one of my favorite characters, so I'm happy to have this. And it's a glow-in-the-dark one, so that's even better. So that was the first one I got at Hot Topic. And then while I was there, I don't know anything about this, but I thought this was a unique character, and one of the girls working at the store talked me into buying these 2. The Dead Yamcha? I don't know how to say it, okay? It's a Dragon Ball Z pop, as you can see there, Dragon Ball Z. And you guys know I don't know anything about Dragon Ball Z. I don't watch it. I've got friends that watch it and enjoy it, but I just don't know anything about it. But apparently this is a dead character. I assume that's because it says dead. And they were like, you should definitely buy this one. I'm like, really? I mean, I don't buy pops unless it's something I really like. I don't just buy every pop. And they're like, no, you definitely want to get this one. I'm like, all right, I'll buy it. So they really had to talk me into buying it because they only had a few of those left too. They had about I think they had about 4 also of that one. And then the last one I got was Wreck-It Ralph, Fix-It Felix, which I love it because it's one of those 8-bit style pops. So that one I almost didn't, but they were like, hey, actually we only have like 2 left. You might want to get it if you're tempted to get it. I was like, you know what, fine. If I decide I don't want it, I'll return it. But it's kind of grown on me since I got it this morning. So yeah, I like the Fix-It Felix. This one, I mean, it's cool. It kind of reminds me more of the Jeff Goldblum, Ian Malcolm, Funko Pop where he's laying down with his shirt open and such. But it's definitely a different type of pop. You don't have the typical one where they're just standing up or whatever. This one's laying down. And is this supposed to be a dead character? Like, is he really dead? Is that why they say dead Yamcha? Tell me about it in the comments. Let me know, because I don't know anything about Dragon Ball Z. But those are the 3 that I picked up at Hot Topic. All right, so I got to make a little more room. All right, and then finally there is a store called ThinkGeek. If you're not familiar with ThinkGeek, they're owned by GameStop. So GameStop has stores now in the mall called ThinkGeek. In the mall that I went to, there's a GameStop right across the hall from this store. It's kind of funny, considering they're basically the same store. They sell collectible pop figures and vinyl figures and miniature minis and all the kinds of stuff you get at a normal store. But you can buy everything from stuff related to like Walking Dead, Doctor Who, Pokemon, DC, Marvel, wrestling, all kinds of stuff. And they had a special going, which I had to take advantage of because there was a few pops there that I wanted to get, and I didn't think I was going to get them again because I thought by the time I finish at Barnes & Noble, when I come back this way, they're not going to have anything. And when I went into the store, I saw, whoa, they had a big amount. They had a big variety, or they had a large amount of inventory still. They had a bunch of people buy stuff too, because when I was at Barnes & Noble in line, there were people getting in line behind me that had ThinkGeek bags, but there was a lot of people that were just walking past us going home because they just wanted was at ThinkGeek. They didn't want to come to Barnes & Noble. But at the ThinkGeek store, they still had a fair amount of the ones I wanted to get, so I was happy about that. And then they had a special where they had 7 exclusive pop figures as part of the San Diego Comic-Con stuff. What they said was, okay, by the way, we're having a special. If you buy all 7, you save like $30 or $25, something like that. And I picked out the ones I wanted, and it turned out for an extra $10, I got the rest of the pops. So instead of paying the normal like $15 a pop, by just paying another $10 and getting all 7, I saved money that way, and it kind of basically got some free pops that way. So I ended up getting all 7 of the ThinkGeek San Diego Comic-Con exclusive pop figures. So let me move the bag down here, and I will share with you each one of them. So first off, we have the main one I went in there looking for, which was the Iron Man Mark 1. This is the original Iron Man suit when he's in the cave building it and trying to escape from, you know, being held hostage. It looks incredible. Hopefully you can see well into that packaging there. You can check out the back here a little more closely. But yeah, based on the Iron Man film, this isn't like, you know, just from the cartoon. This is from the film, the original one. So great pop to have. So that is the Iron Man Mark 1 suit. And then these two were ones, if I could find them, I was going to get them. I wasn't going in hope. I was just like, you know what, if they have them, I'll get them because I love Rick and Morty. And I'll just show them both at the same time because we have 2 Rick and Morty Funko Pops. We've got Western Rick and we have Western Morty. Now, these are characters that are briefly in, what, season 2? Season 3? No, season 3, I think, right? I think. I gotta watch them again. But, yeah, they're briefly in the show where they go to, I don't know, I think it's in the earlier seasons. Could be wrong. I don't know. But I know it's the point where Rick and Morty, and I believe this is when they go to the Council of Ricks, and at this point they're walking through like the city area, and you just see Cowboy Rick and Cowboy Morty walking down, you know, the street past them, and they're in and out of the scene within a few seconds. But that's what they base these on, and I love it, so it's awesome. So we got Western Morty and Western Rick. And then we got next, we have DC superhero Red Hood. Yes, that was one I was hoping to find. So that's a nice one too. And then I'll wait till the last to show you the final one that I was going in for. These are the 2 extra ones that I got, basically, that I call extras, because I wouldn't have bought them otherwise if they weren't basically free by being thrown in with the deal they had. So I have Destiny Sweeper Bot, okay, and then Overwatch Soldier 76. Again, I've played Destiny. I never played Overwatch, but I've played Destiny. But I wouldn't have gone out of my way to buy these. Part of me thinks that's the reason they did that bundle is because they probably figured out of all their exclusives, these would be the 2 that they would get stuck with the most. So that's probably an easy way for them to get rid of some overstock, is, you know, making a bundle deal where people basically get these for just a couple of bucks instead of hoping to pay $15 or get $15 for them. So yeah, so these are the 2 extra ones that came with the bundle by getting the all 7. And then this is the final pop from ThinkGeek, and it's another Stranger Things one. It's Dustin Snowball Dance. Okay, this is at the very end of season 2 when they go to the school dance. Dustin's all dressed up and looking sharp. So yeah, great pop there. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. There we have it. That's all the pops there. Hopefully you can see them all. A little crowded up there. So yeah, that's all the San Diego Comic-Con pops that I was able to locate at the mall. I did check online and found a couple of more that were online. So there might be other ones coming in soon. We'll see. I'm hoping that I'll be able to get a couple of those that are really hard to find, but we'll let you know if I have other ones to share with you soon. But yeah, so we got ThinkGeek, aka GameStop, of course, Hot Topic ones, and then Barnes & Noble. So that's the haul I was able to pick up today, and I'm not disappointed one bit because I got all the ones I was hoping to find, especially the Stranger Things 2-pack, Moaning Myrtle, Red Hood, Iron Man, Rick and Morty, Dustin, and Pepe Le Pew. Forgot about that one because that that was the first one I was looking at, and then I noticed that they had the 2-pack, and I was like, I gotta get both of those. So let me know, everyone out there watching, if you happened to go hunting this morning. Did you find any of the ones you were looking for? Hopefully you didn't have to deal with any craziness or crowds or unruly people. Honestly, I was very, very impressed with the way the stores were handling things this year. Now, ThinkGeek and Hot Topic, I didn't have any issues with last year. I was able to go into ThinkGeek last year about a half hour after they opened, picked up the however many I picked up last year, and no problem. Went over to Hot Topic, stood in line for about 15 minutes. They had a nice single file, very well in order system working to let people in, and then I was able to get the pops I wanted there, and I didn't have to worry about them selling out because they had them very well stocked. But then when I headed over to Barnes & Noble, it was just a madhouse. But this year I was very impressed. So Barnes & Noble definitely stepped up. Hey, maybe somebody showed them my video where I completely went off on them last year for their very poor planning, and maybe that helped. I don't know. I'd like to take credit for it, but I don't know if I could. But I'm very happy that they did step up and get a lot better preparation for this year, and hopefully it'll continue that way too. Well, everyone, as always, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you'll tune in again for another unboxing or review with me. Make sure, as always, you can always check me out on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram as well. Links are below in the description of every video. And if you're a first-time viewer, please click on that little subscribe button so you can check out all the other content we got going on here. Guys and gals, I'll see you next time. This is the Pop Culture Junkie, and I'm signing out.